Okay. In the next few minutes, Benjamin, drop your hand first. Don't worry, we'll come to questions. Or do you want to ask in advance? I was looking at somebody, Samson John. Samson was looking so serious, very serious, and a very wonderful background. And he looks like he has plans of taking in the prize for this month, next month, and then the following month. But
Yes,
let's see how it goes.
my fellow people come here to play.
All right. So for this particular session, right, I prepared a slide, but at the core of this, it summarizes into one word: innovation. Okay. And then you can decide to touch base with the brother of innovation, which is what? Creativity. So at the core of this whole session, you see that I will be repeating those particular phrases or words, okay, more often than not. Okay, so but within the next few, let's say 5-10 minutes, I'll just quickly run us through a very simple short slide just to showcase what the scoring rubrics for this particular program, this particular showcase is. And then what? Probably share 2, 3, or even 4 examples of past winners as the time permits. And then you come to understand that, look, it's not rocket science. And more often than not, we don't get to look out for some of the best or craziest ideas. We just want something unique that solves a problem with a touch of creativity, and then the knowledge you've been able to gather from your learning journey so far. Okay, so I'll quickly just share my slide and then just read through the process and maybe just highlight 1 or 2 things before we come back to the examples I will be sharing. So I need to confirm if you all can see my screen. Just give me thumbs up. Emojis, please. Can you see my screen? Awesome, Chidi. Awesome. All right. So yes, this is the August edition of Knowledge Showcase. I have used this particular flyer for this. However, it is not just limited to just August alone. Okay, the subsequent ones, that's the ones before now, and then the ones that we even proceed this one. The scoring rubric is the same. So if you have the fundamentals, okay, you should be able to what? Smash this particular application. Okay. Now, a typical knowledge showcase review process takes place in 3 parts, right? Part A, part B, and then the final part. But the parts that directly involve you as a fellow is basically the part A and then the part B. So the part A now, we're taking a lot of submissions from sometimes even up to 2,000, 3,000 people across the country, right? We carefully go through each and every one of them and we watch all of those videos. Then we highlight it, streamline it to what? The top 100. Those top 100s now move to part B, where we now have a phone conversation with people in that top 100 category, asking for some specific information, right? And then from there, we move it to the final phase, where it goes through a final vetting just to be extra sure. That's like a 2-factor authentication approach, so to speak, right? Just to be very sure that, okay, what is going to be announced is actually qualified enough. So for the first part, which is like the most important part for you, what do you need to do? There are just 3 things. Now, I decided to take out this scoring rubrics directly as it is. This is how we see it. Yes, it is usually represented on an Excel spreadsheet, but we have some points attached to all of these 3 things, and these are the things we look out for, right? So the first thing is quality of presentation, right? Obviously, it has to be a video. The video quality has to be good. It might not be the best because we also understand that not everybody is a content creator, right? Some of you might have never even tried creating a video of any form. People like myself, I suck at it. I can wholeheartedly tell you that no, I'm not good at it, right? But we just need a very simple video that is clear enough to see your face, recognize who is speaking, at the same time, listen to your voice, okay? And then the image quality, yeah, coherent communication. How do you flow in the communication, right? You start with a simple introduction. You tell us about yourself. Tell us about your community. Okay, let's say my name is Kelvin. I belong to the Tree Entity Benin community, taking cyber security or um, let's say data science, right? My fellow IDs, a particular problem that I've been facing in my community, and my presentation or my showcase for the month of August is working towards what solving that particular problem. So let me walk you through the process of solving that problem. You see how clear and straightforward it is. And then the next thing, you proceed to what? Recording that video. While you are recording the video, right, you have to clearly what? Outline certain things that you've learned and also applied it into what? The video you are producing, right? Let's say I'm a software developer, for instance, and we started this week, and then I learned a few things around HTML or CSS. I could say, okay, this app I have produced, these are the frameworks I use for it. I used HTML for the body and then probably CSS for the styling. You understand? You tell us what you learned. Okay, let's say people in data science or data analysis and visualization, you can say, okay, you decided to use this Python code to add to this and then run this just to produce this particular outcome, right? It could be um, a simple Excel spreadsheet that you've decided to use. But at the core of it, we don't look out for things that are overly complex, right? We understand that you all are just starting. Yes, a few persons might be a bit more advanced than others, but at the core of it, we try to what? Create that easy and level playing ground where we don't judge you based on how poor what you've produced is like, right? We see the creativity around it and then the clarity. Just what have you learned? How have you applied it? Okay. The third thing is what? Yes, you have to provide that visual evidence, which kind of like aligns with what? Number one, okay, of what you've learned in their respective courses. Provide working examples of how that design will work. Yeah. So I'll still use, no, let me not use developers. Let me use product managers, right? Because I know for them now, sometimes they don't get to build tangible products or directly involved in the building process. They don't write the codes, they don't come up with designs because they are not UI UX people. But even as a product manager, right, you can come up with a very solid idea that captures a very wonderful problem statement, right? The next thing you conduct your research, you understand, extract the information, carve out a user demographics, provide a user flow, provide a wireframe, right? And then probably just come up with a very wonderful presentation on how you were able to do all of those things. Walk us through the step-by-step approach of how you are able to do that, come up with all of those things. Okay. How did you come up with your wireframe? How did you come up with your user flow? Okay. So I decided to use product managers because yes, they don't get to be directly involved in writing code. So there is this tendency that it's a misconception anyway, because people tend to believe that the bias is skewed towards more of software developers. They get to apply more, they get to show things, show workings, so to speak. I think we can all relate to that particular language, you understand? But even as animation people or data science or cyber security, there are things around what you are learning that you can still showcase. And at the core of this thing, right, embedded in all of these 3 points I have mentioned, right, we need to see that innovation around it. It has to be unique. Now, you need to look at this whole thing from what? A judge's what perspective. Because we have thousands of applications rolling in. What makes you think that just a very basic application that you've submitted will be the only application within that particular what concept? There are 100 and more people that will also apply with that same idea. What now makes yours stand out? I'll give you an example, right? There is this particular showcase I reviewed. Interestingly, I was the person that directly reviewed that showcase. And this particular person was a student at the time, just a few months back. in one of the universities. Okay, and he told us that for him as an undergraduate, he used to find it difficult computing his CGPA. The process, sometimes he makes mistakes, sometimes he does not get it accurately. So for him, immediately he was a bit ahead into his what? His coding activities, like a simple CGPA calculator that will help students in his department. He was not even talking about the entire institution. Help students in his department calculate their CGPA so that they can constantly what? Be in the know of how they are performing academically. You see, this is not one of the most brilliant ideas. It is not rocket science. Probably not taking us to Mars or space or Jupiter or Uranus somewhere, Septum, right? But he's solving a very unique and peculiar problem in what? His own community. And that is the innovation around it. Okay. So when you are able to scale through to the parts, scale through to the top 100, the part B goes with a very simple phone conversation. There are a lot of things here. These are exactly the scoring rubrics for what? The entire interview process.
Looks like we lost Kelvin for a bit.
Or something you learned in design.
Yeah.
Okay, am I still audible?
Yeah, you just came back.
Oh, okay. Guys, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. My network has been a bit choppy this past few days, but I need to confirm if you can all still hear me. I need to see the emojis.
Yeah, we just started hearing you now.
Okay, so okay, I will quickly just run through the part B again, right? Just a confirmation. You can all still see my screen, yeah? Awesome. I can see Joy nodding her head with her professor glasses, always intimidating us. That was why I was singing that song. No grief for anybody. All right. So like I was saying, that was on a lighter note, yeah. So the part B now, we get to have phone interviews with the top 100 people, right? Where we ask them questions. And these questions, they may not directly appear in this format, but we start with a very simple introduction, and then we tell you to tell us about the product you've submitted, what you are showcasing with. You understand? And then by the time you go to explain the problem statement, why you decided to do that, how you are able to do it, and then the particular aspects of your learning that you are able to what apply into that showcase, it perfectly fits into these 5 categories, right? So the first category is what? The first question is what? What was your primary role in developing the project you are showcasing? Okay. The second one is what? How much of the code or technical work in the project did you personally write or create? Now, when we say code, there is an addition to it, or technical work. We understand not everybody is a software developer, right? Not everybody is a front end or back end person, but what technical aspect did you apply, right? Back to that product management example I gave. As a product manager, you need to come up with what? Wireframes. You need to come up with user flow. What are you going to use? Are you going to use Figma? Are you going to use Canva? Or are you going to use your what do they call this other this platform? I can't remember the name anyway. But what exactly, what technical tool did you use? You understand? So this is just me saying that not everybody is going to write codes, and we totally understand that, and you will not be scored negatively on that. Okay. The third thing is what? Describe a significant problem or challenge you encountered during the project. Right? This is pretty straightforward. Right? From the interview, the question we are going to, your answer that you will be providing will be getting some of those insights. Okay. In the course of doing this, I actually stammered or staggered around this particular place. I could not fix this. I could not export this particular file. I actually had this bug that I struggled with for a few seconds before I did that. I actually struggled even uploading my video on this particular something. So competing is, can you explain a critical technical decision you made during the project and why you choose that approach? All right. So sometimes we don't get to ask this, depending on the quality of what your presentation. But by the time you begin to have doubts that you are not the person that actually worked on this thing, that is when you begin to stammer and you don't take ownership of your submission. We now try to ask more detailed questions so that we know if you are the person that actually did this thing, or if you just got somebody that recorded everything for you and then you just did a voiceover. Okay. The fifth thing is what? How has your knowledge and skills grown as a result of working on this project? Well, for this, we tend to like look at how you've applied whatever knowledge you've gathered, right? It could be just from the program. It could be an extended knowledge. You probably got some concepts from the program and then decided to do your research further. Okay. We combine all of those things and then we pick out some of those skills, right? And then factor it into our review process. So even if you've not gotten anything I have said this evening, right, please take home these particular tips. I call them additional tips, but at the core of it, these are the exact things we look out for. The first thing is what? Creativity around your video, right? Which is tied towards that innovation I mentioned at the beginning, and that is why it was clearly highlighted there. The second thing is what? You introducing yourself and stating the problem your product will. It was his problem. It may be a tiny problem. Some of you might not be in the university, but it is his problem, and we respect that it is a problem he's solving. And some of the best solutions, right, they arise from solving some of the simplest basic problems. And the idea around tech is to what? Enhance your problem-solving ability within your respective communities. Now, the third thing is what? You give specific aspects of your learning that has been applied into building your product / showcase. Okay. I also referenced this a few minutes back. I talked about, okay, what did you use? You learned something on generative AI and you decided to add it into this. It could be a simple picture from generative AI. You decided to now use it and then add it to this particular stuff you are working on. It could be a simple HTML language that you decided to use in building this. It could be a simple CSS language. It could be a simple Excel spreadsheet that you learned how to calculate, let's say, number of tables and how to like what do you call it, create a graph around the data you've been able to gather. You understand? But again, at the core of it, they need to be what? Creativity, that uniqueness around it, which takes us to point number 4, right? You're keeping it simple, relatable, and unique. They say if you cannot explain it to a 3-year-old, then you probably do not understand it yourself. It might be 3 or 5 years. I can't remember the exact number of years, right? But it needs to be as simple as that so that you explain it to us and we can relate to it. Okay, not coming to throw some technical jargon that will make it so difficult, right, for some people to understand, because the person that might be reviewing your showcase might not be a cyber security expert. He might not be in animation. He might be a data person or even a software engineer, right? His stack might be probably Python or even JavaScript, right? He might even be a product manager or a project manager, or you understand, or just somebody else, right? That just assumed that particular thing that is filling up that gap, okay? But at the core of it, it needs to be very basic for people to understand. Yes, then number 5, I think I've overflogged this number 5. The video should be clear enough. Recording should be clear too. We need to hear the audio. We understand that some people may not find the best of environments where there will be zero noise. However, let us at least hear what you are saying, okay? Let us hear without struggling. Let us just understand. Let us see your face. Let's put a face to the person, to the voice that we are hearing. Then point number 6, which is the most important. It says, do not forget what? Point number 1, which is creativity around your video. Okay, so the next slide is just a few examples, some few links, right, showcasing some of the examples of people that have won in the past, right? So what I'll do is I'll stop sharing this particular slide and then just go and play 1, 2 examples, and then I'll take questions. And I started this particular presentation with this statement: not everybody will get selected. You should not give up, right? You shouldn't. By all means, you should not give up. I know how frustrating it can seem, but if you understand the main objective of this thing, then you appreciate it better, okay? So I will quickly stop sharing this. I'll quickly stop sharing this and then just share the next slide. But I need to confirm with emojis. Yes, I can see emojis. Yes, more of those emojis, just to know that we are all following. I can see Henry Clinton smiling with his wonderful profile picture, one of the best I've seen this year. Then Esther Okani just posing, giving us one bombastic side look like that. I can see you too. All right, so I'll quickly just share the next. I'll share a video quickly, and then we'll watch it, follow it together, share our thoughts around it, and then we'll proceed from there. Right, so just give me a sec. I'm still with you. I'm still with you. I'm still with you. I'm still with you. Still with you. I'm still with you. Still with you. Let's see. Who do we start with? Okay, let me start with this guy from Anambra. So I need to confirm if you all. Okay. Yes, you're still with me. I like the energy in this room. One of the best communities. I remember my few experience while I was back there in Port Harcourt, in Rivers, right? It was really an exciting one. So I need to confirm if you all can still see my screen. You can see my screen here. Awesome. I'll be playing the video immediately.
TC, Anambra State, Nigeria. My learning track is software development, and I'm in cohort 3. So for July edition of Knowledge Showcase, I'll be showing you a web app that I'm working on. I call it Way in Anambra. Way in Anambra State is a website that you log in as a stranger, or as someone that is living in Anambra State. You can log in and you can access all the major places that we have in Anambra State, like the hotels, like market, like schools, like hospitals, like churches. Maybe you just came in Anambra State, like you're trying to navigate to this place. So it helps you to navigate Anambra State without asking people outside. With your phone, once you log in, you can easily access any place that you want to access in Anambra State. You can see we have hospital. Once you click on explore, it will bring out the list of all the hospitals that you have in Anambra State, the specialist ones and the general hospitals if you click on school, to bring out universities, polytechnics, college of education, any secondary school, primary school, and you can make your choice. You can click on market. Maybe you want to buy spare parts. Where can I get spare parts? Maybe you want to buy more building material. Where can I get building material? Where can I get building material market? And also hotels and all other things. There are some things that I'll still implement on it. But these you can see our success story. This is our success story. When it starts functioning, if you access it, you can easily come and tell us your success story, so that it will help others to make a better choice. And see about us, what we offer. We can have a Twitter, Facebook, and very soon it will be on YouTube. But now most of the testing are not. I've not worked on most of them, but this is the main thing that this website is serving, is to help you navigate Anambra State and get to any place that you want to get. And also, very soon I'll be taking it. It will no longer be where in Anambra. It will be where in Nigeria, where you can find any place. You cannot be deceived by any stranger at all. You cannot be manipulated again. You can easily get access to where you are going with the help of your phone. Thank you.
You can see this guy's presentation. The village people were behind, trying to just ruin his moment, banging the door, back. But well, we thank God that he's more than them. All right, so I'll quickly just share the next. Example. I think I'll use a non-coding example. Let me see if I have. Yes, I just found one. So I'll use that, and then we'll pick it up from there. Yes. Awesome. Kindly confirm if you can see my screen. Emojis, please. Awesome. Great.
Hello, I'm Samuel Hagola, a product manager. Thanks to 3MTT, Product Guide, and T21 Services. Now, a product in this case is a software solution. Now, a product manager is trained to be involved with the entire life cycle of the product development. I'll now share my screen with you on my phone, so you can see some of the things that are put in place on the products that I'm working on, that I call Quick Dash. Quick Dash is a logistics management intervention to reduce frustrated visits at eateries. You are able to pre-order your items and also to select the particular eatery that has the food that you're looking for. Now, many of these eateries already have call-in orders and also home delivery. So what's the innovation here is that the user is able to pull different eateries and check which one has the available item. And also, so this is a problem statement. A problem manager is able to develop a problem statement for the solution you're building, and it's as I've described. Then user persona, who are those that are going to use the product? This is Vivian. She works in the bank. She outsources her food. She want to get it and just go out. And also this is Adeleke Lukorada. He's a driver, commercial driver. He has no time. He just want to pick up his food and leave. Also, this is a wireframe. This is how I want the apps to look like. Just drag and drop. You click and you drag and drop. And also you have a history of the items that you have ordered. You can just easily reorder them if they're available. And also you can select which particular eatery on the, just as I showed on this left-hand side. And also user stories are functionalities of the app. As a user, I want to use card payment option so I can book my order. And so this user flow diagram for a card use from start to login, inputting the card, adding the items, selecting the payment gateway, either it declines or successful until the end of that particular action. I did all this with my program management training with 3MTT. Thank you.
Yes, I like the energy. I like the energy in the room, right? So there is this tendency to think that only people that have probably written codes will win. But you saw how he walked us through the entire process, right? He didn't capture everything, but what he was able to capture, he clearly represented it. You understand? So you can decide to, even as a product person, add, let's say what, a PRD, that's a product requirement document, right? Bringing together all of those informations. Okay, do I share another example, or this one is enough? I think this is enough. So we'll take questions from there. So
Share
let me
more.
ask my. Don't worry, don't worry. We'll come to that.
Share
Let
more
me
with
let me
design
ask.
UI. Yes, share one more, please.
Okay, one more.
Yes,
All right, let
share
me
one
look
more.
at something. UI UX. Okay. All right. So yeah, thousands of examples, hundreds of examples rather. Let me get for UI UX.
Yes, that UI UX is very important. Please, let's see have that.
All right, we'll come to that. Confirm if you can see my screen. Yes, okay, I can see your emojis. Awesome. So,
A 3MTT fellow in the UI UX a 3MTT fellow in the UI UX design track cohort 2. My fellow ID is FE/23/21178270. As a fellow, I have access to free courses on UI UX design. After completing some of these courses, I have come up with an innovative solution to address the persistent increase in the price of farm produce due to wastage, middlemen, and lack of capital for farmers. FarmMart is a mobile app that connects households with farmers to purchase farm produce at affordable prices. On FarmMart, households can invest in farming businesses, increasing capital availability for farmers and allowing investors to earn profit. Households can as well place pre-order for farm produce that have yet to be harvested at cheaper prices, reducing farm produce wastage and lowering farming costs. Come, let me walk you through FarmMart's clickable prototype. Our users try to sign up. Here, Rukayat can see her wallet balance and can as well search for farm produce by categories. She can navigate to the market section. Here, she can search for any farm produce she wants, and she can also filter by location. She can see the location, the prices, and she can add to cart from here. She can navigate to the investment section. Here she can see available investments. She can see the price per unit and the number of investors, and also if it is available or it is sold out. She can try to check out. Right. From here, she can add or subtract items in a cart. And she can choose any payment method she wants. Thank you. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you for listening.
So, yeah, I can see everybody with their this thing. So that's just an example, right? So we also understand that for this particular
So we need for that analysis, so please.
no, we can't share examples for every this thing. What I would do is I will carefully go through some of the past applications, extract for, let's say, data, cybersecurity, animation, you understand, and then share. But I wouldn't want a scenario where you people now come and just copy whatever they've done, hook, line, sinker, you understand? It is just for you to have an idea of the procedure, how it is done, the approach, right? Jessica, yes. I know how we can behave at times, right? And we get to see all of those things. Sometimes we just see somebody pick another person's video and then try to do that. We'll just strike you out completely. Okay, so hopefully I'll gather more examples and then share it with your community manager, maybe tomorrow or next, and then she can probably just share it in your respective ALC groups or communities, so to speak.
Sharing that, Kelvin. I will not be doing that because we're not even trying to encourage people to copy others. But it's just inspiration. Once you have the concept and the idea and you understand what you're supposed to do, you should be able to get it done. But additionally, you can do a simple search, like the hashtags are there. You search with the hashtag 3MTT learning community or hashtag my 3MTT. You see a ton of submissions from different people and you can build on your inspiration for that. But no, I will not be sharing any sample.
Thank you so much for bailing me out. I was trying to be a nice here, but thank you so much. At least I've handed you back to your people, and I've used you as an escape route. All right, guys. So how do we take the questions? Are we going to use the chat section, or you indicate by raising up your hands, and then I'll call on individually, you all individually to now yes, I can see a question. Kizito, what's the duration of the video and deadline on how to submit? All right, so for this month, it closes on the 16th. So on the flyer, you see, Kizito, go and read more information. Read about it on the flyer. You're giving me that vibes of somebody that does not like reading. All right, but you have all of those information set. The only thing I may tweak on that information on the flyer is that it is indicated that your video has to be 2 minutes, but we still create room for some level of tolerance. Even people that share videos that are 3 minutes and maybe 5 seconds, we consider them, right? Because some people are not really fast talkers, so they like to take their time and then explain things. But within the first 1 minute 30 seconds, you should give us an idea of where you are going to already, right? Or else we'll just hurriedly just listen to the remaining part, and then if it is not good enough, we'll strike you out. So that is how it works. I believe I've answered your question, Kizito. So the next question we'll be taking is, okay, Kizito is a man, so I'll look for a lady. Okay, Esther Okani, you have the mic, go for it. Esther, not Ochie Timothy. Esther, if you are speaking, we can't hear you. You are muted.
All right. Good evening, sir. Sir, please, I didn't raise my hands for questions.
Okay. All right. So, okay. All right. So we have who else? Let me see. Osemudu, Henry Clinton. Henry Clinton.
Okay, yes, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Henry with a smile.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate all what you've said. So I belong to a community of cloud computing, and it just narrows to just one particular. We don't really have much of this creativity like the ones of data analysis, the ones of UI UX and all. So I don't know how can I switch back to maybe like data analysis back, or it's already?
No, you can't switch back. You can't switch back. It's not advisable. The idea is to build your digital footprint in your learning track. So because of a laptop or a router, you can't switch back and say, okay, you want to just use that to apply. No, it doesn't work like that. But I also have my very good friend who happens to be my colleague in that subgroup. I know he's smiling now. Tawheed, you blew your cover with that thumbs up. So I don't know if you want to touch base on this question.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. It's nice to be with you guys. My name is Tawheed Ibrahim. I am the DMTT Community Manager for Niger State, and thank you for the opportunity to know. And our host, Joy, thank you for having this session. So, regarding your question, which is about cloud computing, I believe learning track in DMTT has a level of creativity that you can actually imbibe in.
Is it just on my end? I've stopped hearing Tawheed.
Yeah, same here. We can't hear him.
All right, so let me just finish up the point he was trying to make, right?
I'm trying to.
Whatever learning track you belong to, there's a level of creativity you can extract from it. Okay. Yes, Tawheed, we can hear you now.
Okay. Oh, I thought I was speaking to myself. So yeah, for a beginner, I would advise you to maybe start with this. There are different cloud platforms, like cloud service platforms. We have Google, we have GCP, that's Google Cloud Platform, we have AWS, we have Oracle, we have Huawei. You can try and figure out, okay, what are the different cloud platforms, and then what are their uniqueness, and then you can kind of just try to explain to your viewers that okay, this is my research for the month, and this is what I was able to come up with, like based on the particular set of advantages that comes with them. So for example, AWS has a very vast developer base. There are so many developers in the space, and then they try to also have a simple method of achieving things in a very simple way, while GCP gives you the opportunity to explore so many things all at once. You get it? So you can actually just try to start with that, make a video around it, make a very detailed research, and then you can also try to present, because basically I also understand that trying to build using cloud platform will cost a lot of money. But if it starts from the aspect of research, make a video around it, I think that is also enough for a beginner, because we understand that everybody doing the knowledge showcase is also a beginner. So I think that would be fair. So, and I don't want anybody in any different space to actually feel inferior, that okay, my space is not really into not creativity or something like that. Everybody has the opportunity. It's not important for you to write code. It's not important to do a landing page or a wireframe. You can just make a research and then you present around it. I think that answers your question.
All right, thank you so much, Tawhid, for coming to the rescue. Tawhid actually gave you guys expo, right? Which should be a good thing, but the flip side to it is that many of you guys in cloud computing will probably try this approach. Now you also need to go a bit further to find the differentiating factor in whatever you are showcasing. Or we can now take, like, let's say 50 to 100 people in cloud computing. All right, so just bringing that aspect of originality. All right, so I believe that answers your question. I'm Henry Clinton. You can drop your hand.
Thank you very much.
All right, awesome. Okay, so let me look for only guys are raising up their hands here. Joy, what's happening to your ladies now? Let's try and balance this whole gender thing, right?
So they are coming up.
Okay, all right. And then when we get their signals from them, we can go to Gideon. Edogotu. Sorry, I'm murdering your name, Gideon, but you have the mic. Go for it, sir.
Okay. Good evening. Can I be heard?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Loud and clear.
Okay. Yeah. I think it has been answered. I wanted to ask based on the strictness of the duration of the video, if like maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds would be allowed.
All right, that shows we are paying attention. Already threw light on that. Thank you so much, Gideon. So we have Ochie Timothy. Did I call on Timothy earlier?
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Timothy.
Yes, sir. I really want to ask the question of but first of all, we would love to appreciate your kind gestures and your teachings and everything. I deeply appreciate, sir.
You're most welcome, Timothy.
Okay, sir. The question is, if I'm to carry out this task, what platform could I use to like in what platform in terms of the video, like what app will I use to create the video, because I'm in data analysis. So what's for me to be displaying my work and myself?
What you ask that, and I already have a pre-made answer for that. It's part of your research, right?
Okay.
Do you agree with me on that? I would have listed a few, but no. Awesome.
I didn't get it because I came a bit late. I wasn't flowing at the initial because
all right, so I'm just saying it's part of your research, right? We won't tell you how to go about your video. All we want to see is a quality video. If you decide to use Canva to merge all of your videos together, fair enough. If you decide to use a platform, a different platform.
CapCut.
He should go and do that research. All right, well, thank you for bailing him. But there are other ones as well, right? So it boils down to you do your research and then you get something around that. So I can see Regina, the only lady with her hand up. So I'll just jump every other guy and then attend to Regina immediately.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Regina.
I actually put up my hands because, you know, you were saying no lady has put up their hands. I am in the data science track, and since we started the 3MTT program, I have been researching and doing some courses on Coursera in data science. I understand data science to be like an elevated form of data analysis. That's me. I might be wrong, and so to speak. So for me, it's really an appreciation to the man who spoke and spoke to the person from the cloud computing. He actually helped me, and I think every other person that's in data science, about this showcase and how to go about it, because when everybody was talking, all that was coming to my head was data science. If you're going to be building anything in data science, it's certainly not not now, and will not even fall within the time frame that this is going to expire. So for me, it's an appreciation to him, and also I'm appreciating you and Joy for putting this together. We've
All
actually
right.
learned a lot.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And then much appreciation from us as well, Tawhid, Joy, and myself. We thank you for stepping out to throw that thanks to us. So the next person I think I can see Roland Okezie.
Yes, I'm online. Good evening, all.
Good evening, Roland. Go straight to
Yeah,
your question, please.
please don't be offended. I joined.
The network is a bit choppy on Roland's end. Can I confirm if it's just me or it's general?
Yeah, you said?
All right, it's a lot better now. Your network was a bit choppy, but it's a lot better
Okay,
now.
I said yes. I said I joined lately, so I want you to do a recap on the duration of the video for the monthly showcase. I didn't get it. I just joined, please. Thank you.
So, Roland, unfortunately, I won't be doing a recap, right? The call started by 8 p.m. Okay, so it won't be fair to draw us back, else I will continuously be doing that. All right, so moving forward, you try as much as possible to just join the call early enough, right? Or if somebody can just say, forgive him, I'll just do a recap on that, and then he'll be the only person.
No, please.
Joy, should I proceed?
Time on our hands. This
Awesome.
thing is being live streamed. So even after this call, you can go back and watch it on YouTube, right? Watch the part that you missed, watch, starting from the beginning or wherever. So there will be any. Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for understanding. So, Andrew, can you pronounce your middle name for me? Afokyogenhe. Oh, sorry, David. Andrew David. Pronounce your middle name before we can continue. I love that name. So unique. Andrew, if you can speak, you have to unmute yourself before we can hear you. All right, so pending when we get from Andrew, I can see Stephanie and then.
Oh, can you hear me? This app for call her name.
Yes. Okay. All right. Awesome.
Okay. I greet the house. Thank you very much for your concern and your at least the platform is so educated this evening. But I have a question.
Awesome.
Let me go straight to my question.
Awesome.
Amico 4. Are you finishing the foundational class now? And I wrote the exam. The first one I get 43. The second one I get 53. I don't know. I don't even know where I belong to now. What is the way forward?
All right. So, Andrew, unfortunately, I won't be answering that question. It's for your community manager. Okay. So I'll allow her do justice to it at the end. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So we can go to the next person. Umagba Innocent. Mute yourself, please, Andrew.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Innocent.
Calvin, thank you. I can hear you now. Can you hear me, please?
Absolutely, loud and clear, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate your teaching today. To actually enlighten us more on this. I actually did not know there is a platform where we can show our
skills or what we have learned at the course of this 3 MTT. But I got to know that today. I was just added to the Telegram group this afternoon. So I saw this message to join this today. The question I have is just to know how is the how and when we are supposed to be submitting those activities that were carried out throughout the week or at the course of our
all right, so Innocent, that is also another question for your community manager, right? So going forward, I need questions tailored to just this knowledge showcase, right? I am here to speak about the knowledge showcase, okay? So in as much as I may have insight around that, no, I am not in the best position to provide answers to those questions. Your community manager will do justice with that. Okay, so kindly mute yourself while we go to the next person. I have the next time probably 10 more minutes to take some questions here and then. So I can see Emmanuel. Yeah.
Okay, good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Emmanuel.
Okay, happy to have you, Mr. Tulem, on the platform.
Yeah. The feeling is mutual, sir.
All right. Please, I want to ask, before we started the Apply Learning, we were actually doing some foundational courses. And my question is it possible to use the knowledge from the from the foundational courses to run the knowledge showcase?
Okay, so I lost you at some point, but yes, from what I got, it is 100% possible. That is exactly what we want. Just add a bit of creativity to it, you understand? And then come up with a very wonderful knowledge showcase. So it is very okay to use the skills gotten from your foundational courses. Could be AI, whatever other skills you are able to gather from there. But yes, we want to see that 100% it is encouraged. Does that answer your question, Emmanuel?
Yeah, the question was answered very clearly.
All right, thank you so much. Best wishes, Emmanuel. So I can also see Fred Albedo. Fred.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, good evening, Fred.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yes, Fred, we can hear you loud and clear. Go straight to your question.
Okay, my name is.
We know your name. Straight to the question. Straight to the question.
Okay, my question is based on the showcasing. Can we put it into writing and display it, or is based on video only?
Fred, you need to show workings. Anybody can just grab something online, put it on a PPT drive, and then just share it. But we need to show workings. You understand? That is why we call it knowledge showcase. Apply the knowledge. This is practical right now. It's not just cha-cha-cha. I know you understand that language.
Yeah.
Show workings. All right,
Yeah,
all right. Best wishes. Okay, so Substance, Nothing. You have the mic. Go for it, Substance.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Substance. Straight to the question.
Okay, my question is, does engagement such as comments, likes, and shares count for assessment?
All right, so no, we don't care about that. You like record, grade the minister from the beginning to the end. He gets to retweet your this thing. At the core of it, right? We need to see creativity around what you've done and all of those other scoring rubrics, right? So whether you get 1,000 or 1,000,000 likes, it's good for publicity. We appreciate it. However, that will not be a yardstick. It is not considered. It's the quality of what you submit that is of paramount importance to us. Okay? Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you, sir.
Absolutely. All right, so I can also see Stephanie. I think I called Stephanie Anene earlier.
Okay, so good evening, sir. My question goes like this. Currently, I don't have a system to showcase my knowledge, but I want to create something with my phone and showcase. Hope it's okay.
As long as we can see it clear and clean, we don't, in fact, use a calculator. Once we can see workings, we are good to go. You understand? A phone is perfectly okay. Perfectly okay. All right. So the next question, I can see Anozia Ogechi Gloria. Ogechi, okay, you are the person they sang that song for. We don't catch her today. It's all right. Proceed, Ogechi. Ogechi ran away. So Friday, Deja Vu, powerful name.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Friday. How are you doing
I'm
this
having
evening,
a bit
sir?
of network issue, so I'll just go straight to the question. My first question is that there's a project I'm already working on, and it's more reason I joined the 3MTT platform. It's a live project anyway, but my role in the project is more of coordinating the work done. So I have a lot of other guys working under me. Can I present such a project? I have people that are UX guy working. I have other full stack developers also working to see. Can I present that such a project, or it has to be a fresh project? And then number two question: the 50 laptop, is it nationwide laptop, or each state would have a 50 laptop?
All right, so I'll start with the second question. No, the 50 laptops are across the entire country, right? For everybody in the country. So your submission has to be like top notch to make it to the top 50. All right. So the second, I can see my colleague Tawhid wants to touch base on the first questions. All right, Tawhid, you have the mic, go for it.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Kelvin. So regarding your question, right, we will not accept that because it is more of the combination of so many people coming together to present one, and the majority of the questions that I'll be asking, if you are lucky enough to be assigned to me, I would throw questions you won't be able to answer, and that will make you disqualified. You get it? So we will encourage you to individually work on the project. If you'll be needing assistance, it should be minimal, in the sense that you actually understand what you're working on, and maybe the assistant you need might be, okay, I need the UI designer to help me design the interface, or a QA tester to actually test the project. You feel me? But you should be the one to solely own the project yourself. Now you're saying you are just the coordinator, right? And then you really might not have the understanding of the technical details attached. Only the you'll be the person that like the person of contact, right? And we need you to in a very detailed way to understand the whole project itself. So we won't be accepting that. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Tawhid. Like whenever I'm on a call with Tawhid, it just makes my job very easy. I'll just relax and be smiling. All right, just to add a bit of more context to what Tawhid has said, right? It's about your learning. Okay, how has okay? So just providing high-level project management support may not do justice to your learning, to you proving to us that you've actually learned something in the process. Okay, I think that answers your question, Friday Deja Vu.
It does, but actually the project I'm working on is original project. I'm the originator of the project. Just that on the process, I started 2 weeks ago. On the process of doing it, I needed assistance.
Friday, I understand you. We understand you clearly, right? We are only saying they might throw questions at you you will not be able to answer. And we're not saying, no, don't use it. It's perfectly okay to apply with the project, right? But there are a series of stages. Okay? Proceed. And when we fire those questions and you can defend them, fair enough, right? But we prefer that you use something that you've actually done yourself, right? That shows your learning, not putting together an agile team to like work collectively on a project, if that makes sense. That was why in the second phase of the presentation, the part B, I said there's an aspect, there's a particular question where they ask you that you should tell us about a technical input you contributed to the particular project. You understand? So this is where we might get a bit of some little reservations, where people come to say that, okay, they applied with something very spectacular, however, they were not shortlisted. Well, we need to see that ownership. It is very important. You understand? The evaluators also will identify beginner projects exactly. And for us, we are more keen on people that show clearly that yes, this is how far they have gone. That is why I picked some of the simplest of what samples, examples, and showcase them to you to see that this is not, we don't look for overly high level presentations, so to speak. All right, I believe that answers your question. So we move on to, I'll take 2 more questions and then probably allow Tawhid to take. Timothy, you are presenting whatever we don't know, but well, we're seeing your screen and well done. So I can see Iko Idarabong.
Good evening, everyone. So my question is, can someone resubmit a particular knowledge showcase that didn't scale through previously?
Yes,
And stand a
absolutely.
chance of
Okay, all right, I'll need one to answer that.
okay.
Yes, you can make the submission, and but there is this thing that we've done in the past. It is that we kind of check out the dates for your previous post. So for example, you made a submission in July and didn't qualify. We kind of expect you to maybe you should have learned more over the past 2 months, right? Over July, August, and then that will make you that will give you an edge to refine your solution and then fix what you think was not able to like something that hindered your progress. Then you get it. So using the same submission over again might not actually buy your chances. So we believe constant learning and then improvements will definitely also do you a lot of favor. So yeah, but if you feel like you can resend again as well.
Thank you so much, Tawhid. One keyword: improvement, iteration, improvement, iteration, improvement. We want to see that. Thank you. So who else? I can see, I don't know if Ogechi is back. Ogechi, are you back from running? If you're not back, then Miriam is there. Miriam, you can ask your question. Chinwezi, Miriam. If you are speaking, we can't hear you because you are muted.
Hello. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, good evening. Thanks for the opportunity. Okay, my question is that I'm from data analysis and visualization. And so far, what we have learned is, let's say, the basics of it. We just began the study. So I'm really confused on how to apply it to my the problem I'm trying to solve, because I'm seeing a lot of videos that are so advanced that I don't know how it fits in beating those projects that are so advanced.
All right, no problem. Tawhid, do you want to touch base on this question?
Okay, so you said you are into data visualization, if I'm correct.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me give you an idea. Say for example, you started with using Excel itself, right? And you kind of got the data set online. So one thing is you can see to, okay, how do you think, there's something in statistics they call skewness, right? You can make a research about, okay, what is skewness and what are the possible ways that you can mitigate or reduce the issue. And then you've kind of, because Excel offers a wide range of options, a wide range of tools that you can use to tackle that. Their calculations, like, we just want to see what is the difference you make, like what is the difference you bring into the solution that would tell or have a positive impact. So now you trying to make a research on what are the possible tools to use in Excel is a simple research on its own. And even if you're able to even put in the simple mathematics behind it and add it to your video while showcasing what you actually did, is an edge itself. Most people will just come up with a data set in Excel and then plot graphs and then tell me the variation of man to woman is 80 to 100, and that was what they learned in the month. It doesn't really prove the difference. We've reviewed so many summation like that. Once I even see that this is what you're talking about, I don't bother watching your video up to the end. You feel me? So we want to see like the creativity it was what Kelvin was mentioning the whole time. The creativity itself. Make your research and then see what can you use to make other this better. And I can also tell you to also do this. When you go online, use the hashtag that we use, like that's the my 3 knowledge showcase, right? See what people have done in the past, like just glance through it, and then just see, okay, how can I improve on what this person has done, right? And as I've always mentioned, it doesn't have to be something that is really, really technical, something very simple. And you might just be the next person that will be the next winner. You get it? So go with something very simple, to be honest. Make sure that your research, what you've done, you know it, and then prove it in your project, right? It doesn't have to be something very, very serious, right?
Awesome. I don't think I'm spoiling this response with any further comments on this. Thank you so much, Tawhid. Samson John, your hand has been raised up since time immemorial. Please unmute yourself and speak. Okay. So while we are waiting, all right. So you can, you can proceed. We can hear you, Thompson.
Okay. Good evening. Sorry, I had a stressful day. Still in the office, actually.
All right, no problem.
Okay. Regards to this video clips and other things, I wanted to ask: is there any link for me to troubleshoot this video, then upload? I will just take the record of the video and send to any of the social media platform, because my dashboard has been showing 000, so I can't even input or do anything on it. That's my question.
All right, that's I don't think I quite understand your question. By troubleshooting, I know you should be talking about finding faults exactly. All we want to see is a video, right? So what do you mean? Just add more context to troubleshooting, please.
Okay, actually, like in terms of uploading the video, are we going to upload using any of the social media platform we are into, or just on a particular same community?
No, we already stated that it's written on the flyer, right? There are platforms we've indicated interest in. We talked about LinkedIn, we talked about Twitter, we talked about Facebook, we talked about Instagram. You can use either of these platforms that I've mentioned, okay?
Okay, like this platform now, you are not a friend to that platform. You're not my friend. I didn't pick you or follow you up on the same platform. So how will you get my own video? Because I'm posting.
All right.
On my own.
I understand your question perfectly, right? So there are two things. Majorly, you post and then there is a form you'll be expected to fill. So once you fill that form, we see it on our own end, all right?
Oh.
Also, the hashtags you are tagging, right?
Yeah.
Those hashtags that are written on the platform, right, will also help us pick it out. But most importantly, please fill that form attached to the particular flyer that is being sent in your community. It allows us to see it on our own end. Okay, so once we click on the link, it takes us to your dashboard, your dashboard of that particular platform, and then we get to access the video. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Kelvin.
All right, you're most
welcome.
Add
to that briefly, Kelvin. Thank you so much.
All right.
You know, one of the biggest problems that we have, both as Nigerians, as individuals, as fellows, is that we do not read. I don't know if it's a matter of patience or, you know, sometimes we are just in a hurry to do things, right? But I've just shared the flyer now in the community, and I'm also going to share a link to the post, the tweet that was made by 3MTT Nigeria on the community right now, just after I finished speaking. All the instructions are stated there on the flyer, from, you know, the directions, create a 2-minute video, to, you know, posting it on your social media, to the handles you should tag and the hashtag you should use, and as well as the form. Everything is listed out in the post, the flyer, and in the post. So just follow the instructions as it has been stated, and you would definitely not miss out on it by also following the guidelines that have been shared here on this course.
All right, thank you so much, Joy. So one final question, and then I'll hand over the mic to Joy. So who am I picking? James.
Yes.
James in
Good evening.
Good evening,
Can you hear
James.
me? Thank you very much.
Loud and
My question is very simple, and I will just go straight to point. Please, does engagement matters in the whole scenario?
James, that question has been answered before. It does not matter.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. So I don't know if my colleague Tawhid wants to say anything before we finally hand over to Joy, our host.
No, I have nothing to add. Thank you very much for the session.
All right. Final words from me. Just bring your A games, guys. Joy, over to you, please.
Thank you so much, Kelvin. Thank you, Tawheed. I really cannot express my appreciation enough to you both for taking out time. We've been here for close to an hour, 30 minutes now, and you've given out this time to come speak to the River State, 3MTT River State Fellows. Thank you so much. I'm sure everyone is so glad that they've learned a thing or two from this session. Do well to keep the emojis coming. Keep in the comment section, in the chat section rather, leave a vote of thanks for Kelvin, for Tawheed. Tell them a nice word. Tell them that you've learned today. Show your appreciation to them in the chat section. Thank you so much for being here. And I do hope that your questions, your concerns about the knowledge showcase have been answered. I want to see River State Fellows taking about of those laptops. Yes, the competition is tight. Some people might say, oh, 50 laptops for the entire country, it's small, but yes, people are winning these things, and there's nothing like mago or being partial or anything you want to call it. It is a straightforward process, and yes, you cannot cut corners. So if you're not the one who is working on your project, you are going to be screened out, because even people who are shortlisted, they go through series of stages. You're interviewed and everything. So put in your effort. It's not easy. The laptops that are being given out are brand new laptops, and if you go to Garrison or wherever they are selling laptops in this River State, to go and price it, you would know how much a brand new laptop would cost at this time. So it's not nothing, right? It is worth something. It is worth a lot. Concerning questions around ALC and whatnot, some of the things that I've been saying in the community, yes, I'm seeing those questions. For example, people who are still complaining about have not been matched, course changes, course locations, and all of that. The thing is, the team is working around the clock to ensure that all your issues around ALCs, yes, we understand that there are some people who have still not been matched. The team is working around the clock to ensure that all of these issues are resolved. You're able to see your applied learning cluster on your dashboard. As for some people who complain, oh, it has disappeared, or I'm not able to access my course, we're still there in the community, there to help you, there to assist you, ensure that your learning experience is smooth. And unfortunately, I do not think we'll be able to take more questions today. I believe if there's any question that you want to ask, it has already been answered. So what I would advise you to do is to, once this session ends, maybe after a few minutes, the recording will be up. It will be up on YouTube. I would share the link, or you can just take that effort, that step on your own. Just search for my name on YouTube, and you'll be able to see the live stream of this meeting today, and rewatch it or share with someone who have missed this session. Once again, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Gideon, you said your question was not answered. What is the question? You should have dropped it in the chat section, because we're not able to take. Okay, Glorious, in your attendance has not been marked. Do well to share more information in the community after this call. I'll be waiting for that to help you resolve it. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. And at this point, we'll draw the curtains to the close of this session today. It has been a power-packed session. Thank you again. Thank you, Kelvin. Thank you, Tawheed. And I do hope everyone has a lovely weekend. Go have some fun, okay? And then on Monday, you can start working on your knowledge showcase. Okay, there's something I forgot. I just saw, hi, Nsimeke, are you here? I just want her to, are you able to speak? Hello, Nsimeke. Are you able to speak? Just before we close out the session today in 5 minutes.
Hello, Joy. Good
Hello.
evening.
Okay,
Hello,
awesome.
everyone.
Good evening. So Nsimeke is someone who, if you don't know Nsimeke in the River State community, I don't know if you're actually a community member, because she's everywhere. She's always offering her support. She's always trying to lend a helping hand wherever she can. And she was one of the recipients for the, I think, July or June knowledge showcase. She won her laptop and she made so much noise about it. We're so happy for her. And she also said it was after her, fourth or fifth try. So I just want you, Nsimeke, to share in a minute, right, or two. What is that thing you did differently? I miss everything that have been said today by Kelvin. I want us to hear from a fellow, right? What's that thing you did differently that made your application to stand out on your fourth or fifth try? Just tell us briefly in a minute before we close out for today.
All right. Thank you so much, Joy, for this wonderful platform. Hello once again to everyone. For me, I will really say that I don't know. There's something Kelvin said regarding maybe if you are in this particular learning track, there's no need for you to switch to the other. For me, seriously, I had my first attempt on that cybersecurity, and to be sincere, all I kept inputting was just theoretical. There was nothing practical about what I was saying there. So I just decided that, okay, for my ALS training, why don't I try AI animation story, which I was able to come up with. And yes, I was like, okay, I don't really have vast knowledge on AI, not to talk of making use of AI too. So how am I going to do it? But I was like, anyhow it is, I'm just going to give it a try. If it comes out fine, that is it for me. Even if it doesn't come out fine, I'm still not going to give up. So yes, my ALS training was what helped me, because we were taught over there how to do hard things. So that's basically what helped me, to stand out. And then I also looked at it that there was nothing, like I've not heard anybody saying, okay, wow, I want to talk about cultural heritage or whatever. So from what I heard during the ALS training, we're asked to like create a story, right, about our cultural heritage. So I was like, okay, why don't I put the story out there for everyone to listen to? And that was what helped me, yes. So I just tried it, and man, sorry I had to say man, but like I had the the what now should I put it? I had the shock of my life, yes. So that's just what made me to stand out. And then I don't know how to give up. That's my slogan. If you know me too well, don't give up, please. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. I believe if I don't even need to say any more, aspire to perspire, because this one is enough. Thank you so much, Nsimeke. I think if there's anything you should pick out from her stories, that's her determination, her persistence, her consistency. She did it the first time, she did the second time, she did it the third time. All of those trials did not put her down. It did not make her stop. That's the thing. You might not win on your first try, you might not win on your second or your third, but keep at it. It's also a way for you to, there's this concept we call public learning, being accountable to the public, documenting your learning journey. So even though you're not winning a prize for it, it's a way for you to put yourself out there, for you to show others what you're doing in the 3MTT program, and also even put you at a position to, meet your potential employer in future, right? So do not feel deterred by the fact that you're not winning. Do not feel deterred by, your solution is not picked. There are thousands of submissions that, that are being put in every month. So what is that thing? What's that unique thing about your submission? What is that unique thing, that extra creativity that you're putting in that would make you stand out? So at this point, thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoy your weekend. I hope you have some fun. I hope that, next week you come back energetic to continue your trainings. So thank you much. Thank you so much, everybody. Again, thank you, Tawheed, and thank you, Kelvin. We will continue our interactions and discussions in the community. But it's bye for now. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Madam Chair.
Good night, Samson. Good night, Innocent.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Puma. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Good night. See you.
Good night, Joy. Good night.
Good
night,
night,
Lady Joy.
Godwin. Good night, Toka. Thank you, Henry. Thank you, Idara, Stephanie, for joining. Thank you,
Good
everybody.
night,
Soft
Joy.
times. Good night.
Good night.